the Castle Pro Tournament. First round going on right now. We got Luke versus Zhas. So we do have, can we scroll down a little bit more? There we go. So this is the Pro Tournament. We've come a long ways this month on the Castle map. Look at this. We had the Mongolia Open, the D4, the D3, the D2, the D1, Semi-Pro, finishing up yesterday. So Zhas won the Semi-Pro. Now, the Semi-Pro, that created a situation where we then had 7 people in Pro. So we did bring the second place Semi-Pro already up as well, so that Legend didn't just get a bye with 7 players. So we made it 8 players by bringing up the first and second place from Semi-Pro. So Artie and Zhas both moved up. This bracket was seeded based on finishes and just kind of general, like, where people stand blitz-wise. So Legend's the #1 seed because he won the last tournament, for example. Artie's the lowest seed because he was the second place in Semi-Pro. 150. Quick shout to the sponsors: Collective Dredash, CS Pro, MS372, Smary Mustafa, Lee 43. Map by BB Glass. A lot of fun. Appreciate BB Glass's work on this one. Yeah, it's been a fun tournament. Let's talk about the players real quick. Where are we at? We got Zhas. You guys know him. Out of Kazakhstan, 24 years old. Top 20 in the QM. And obviously we know him because he takes Blitz very, very seriously. He's been practicing it all month. We also have Luke, who is not from whatever country flag that is. He's fighting out of the USA, originally from China. 25 years old, prefers RA2. Other games he primarily plays is his own mod, the Luke Z mod. He was also the second place finisher last month on the Crater map. Been playing about 16 years off and on. Only been playing in QM for about a year, but he's been in the top 10 throughout the last year. So let's get into the match. Let's get into the match. Zhas, Luke, readied up. Soviet versus Soviet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another round of the Blitz World Series.
All right, so here we go. Zhas in yellow on the left, Luke in red on the right. Can we get a prediction up? Do we got a mod in here that can throw a prediction up real quick before this match gets going? Yeah, so Soviet versus Soviet. Luke, I mean, Luke's a top-level player. What we know about Luke is that he is he's a top-level Blitz player for sure. He's an absolute monster. These guys did see each other in the prelim last month in the Crater map, and Luke actually knocked Zhas out right away in the tournament last month, and then Luke did go on to take second place to Legend. So both players have definitely proven themselves, but Zhas, obviously, like we saw yesterday, Zhas is a beast on this map. He really, really knows the knowledge, but Luke does have that higher traditional skill set for sure. He definitely ranks higher in QM, so it'll be interesting to see if Luke's able to leverage that, and we'll be interesting to see here what kind of experience Luke has on the map. I know Luke's been practicing it quite a bit as well, so this should be quite a banger here, but definitely going to be tricky for I don't know. It's actually really hard to call, to be totally honest. So prediction is up. Prediction is up right now, and then we're going to close it. We're going to close the prediction in about 30 seconds, so get those predictions in. Luke with some early rhinos, taking advantage of the map, and going to take both tech. And now we see Zhas. We did see this from him, kind of a passive Soviet build, pushing that early tech, staying behind his walls, only 1 rhino out. So we're going to see super, super early tech, that battle lab already out, only on 2 rhinos. Feeling pretty safe behind his walls here. And Luke on a massive rhino lead, but hasn't done anything with it yet. And yeah, that's right. Zhas did win Semi-Pro, so that's what he came into Pro. We actually took the two top players from Semi-Pro, came into the Pro division. So both Zhas and Artie moved up. And so yeah, this is the first match of the Pro division here. And so you guys have to remember, yeah, Luke does not have this scouted, so Luke doesn't know what Zhas has going on. So Luke doesn't see the tank advantage he has. Yeah, okay, and so Luke doing a bit of landscaping there, maybe going to bring a base walk here, but does get the naval yard out as well. So Zhas has a siege chopper out and a Boris, and now going to bring out that forward service depot. We've seen that a few times from him. We have a demo truck right on the gates. from Luke. And now we see Zhas kind of springing out of his base. And Luke does use that demo truck to take that oil up on the cliff. Pretty heads up move there. Boris comes to take out the naval yard, and this was a nice branch out from Zhas to see him take a little bit of space. Take a little bit of space here, get that bunker out, try to not get totally confined to his base. So you see Zhas is also out with a bunch of drones. And now we have a Deso, and that Boris is going to take out the naval yard again. Ooh, he doesn't get that Deso down. I'm not sure why. Zhas does not get the Deso down. Luke is now in his base. A lot of drones. Luke is heavily droned right now. Not sure if he's going to be able to pick any targets here. Going to lose all those rhinos and not get a single building. And the Boris again counterpunches and does take out that naval yard. Uses the force shield, saves the Iron Curtain. We do have a cure-off coming from Luke. And I don't see any... Oh, the siege chopper on the back, and I didn't see that siege chopper. Got a little bit of damage done in Luke's base, but this... What's the target for this cure-off? Not sure what this thing will be able to get done. We do see cure-off takes out a barracks. So yeah, Zhas does have that super early Iron Curtain. Super early Iron Curtain here. Super early Iron Curtain from Zhas. Yeah, the multi-war's out, the war factory. This is best of 5. This is best of 5. Dreadnought out now. And so now a nuke as well from Zhas. A nuke as well. Yeah, the timer... Yeah, the timer's off. That's a super weapon timer. That's not the timer for the game. We updated these maps, and now this map doesn't have a timer. I thought I chose the one... Anyway, this is the wrong map. No timer on this map. So, we're not running a timer at this point. That's where we're at. So, yeah, that timer that's popping up is the timer for his Iron Curtain. So, Zhas' Iron Curtain is out now. Boris out now from Luke as well. Luke able to hold that water. One Dreadnought out, but a lot of flak to counter it. Yeah, we did fix the Chrono Tower. We did fix the Chrono Tower. A lot of Dreadnoughts here. Could use these Dreadnoughts to take down these forward bunkers. A lot of Dreads and some anti-air out there. Iron Curtain pushing in, puts out a nuke reactor to block the front gate. That was heads up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I wonder, he could be targeting these flaks. He could be targeting these flaks, maybe, and try to shoot through. It's a lot of Dreads. A lot of Dreads. So Luke has a bunch of Desos on the top side to try to protect that backside of his base. Tank engagement here. Tank engagement here, and Luke is, oh, he's able to use that Iron Curtain to thin out this army. Luke does pull ahead on that tank engagement there. Luke with pretty good map control here. I feel like these Dreads could just target the flags. Yeah, so he's going to start targeting those flags. It's a lot of Dreads. It's a lot of Dreads. Alright, so Zhas is upset now that there's no timer. He says he would have won this game if there was a timer. Not sure how he thought he would have won that game. We were at the 7-minute mark. Allied versus Allied now, point number 2. Wizam's enjoying it. All right, point number 2, allied versus allied. So yeah, Luke, pretty massive map control there. Came out and took the tech, but we did see obviously Zhas sit back, try to do that tech, and I think that's not really a bad move for Zhas. I think we've talked about before, but Soviet versus Soviet, playing a player who's just a higher traditional skill set is very, very difficult, trying to win those Rhino wars and do things like that. So you know, had Zhas played a standard Soviet play there and just gone straight Rhinos heavy like that, would have been pretty difficult anyway. Ooh, able to snipe that engineer with the Rocky. So yeah, I think it was a decent idea from Zhas to mix things up and try to, you know, just try to delay and kind of go early tech with it. But yeah, this map is specifically set up for that in mind. Like, if you sit behind the castle walls, with Allied it's a bit easier because you can get so much done with the Eagles. For Soviet it's difficult because you give up the Navy. Once you give up the tech, the Navy, once they have that forward war factory, the Kurovs are coming, they have the naval yard. Yeah. So Zhas is going no tanks, so a very heavy aerial opening here. Eagles out. Yeah, it's interesting not knowing what the other player's doing, but you know, now that you know, just based on economy, Luke now knows if once he sees 4 Eagles early on, he knows that Zhas doesn't have any tanks out. He can't. He can't have any tanks. He doesn't have the money for it. So well, actually, he does have a decent amount of money right now. What's he on? I have 4 oils. So now he does have his war factory out. Now pumping Grizzlies. And so that was one of those situations where Zhas kind of made a bit of a gamble there. And he drives right into those bunkers, never the move. He's got these pretty heavily juiced right now. So, yeah, he made a bit of a gamble there. Made a bit of a gamble by not having any tanks early, but Luke didn't spot the opening or take advantage of it. And, you know, it works on this map. You know, you can do that played a little bit mysterious early on. Yeah, Fish, that's a good point. Yeah, both players, you know, countering each other so well that it kind of mitigates the offensive attempts of both players. So now on 2 AFCs, going to come in, takes an oil, gets a nice chain reaction, takes 2 oils with it. Just early Eagle Wars here. Allied versus Allied at the higher levels is pretty much what it turns into, is Eagle Wars. Surprising to see Zhas not target his AFC, go for those oils instead, trying to cut off his economy. Yeah, but these Prism tanks from Luke, super early, that Battle Lab tech. Oh, he needs to rush these right now. Wow, that was really weird tank control. He tried to pull up his IFVs, pulled out his Grizzlies as well, and blundered those 3 Prism tanks. Luke could have managed those 3 Prism tanks and possibly closed out this game. And not only did he just lose the Prism tanks, but Zhas was able to get behind and take out the Battle Lab and get by himself some really valuable time right here. And I think we'll see Zhas try to continue keeping his Battle Lab tech down. And it kind of goes from AFC wars to Battle Lab wars as players start trying to push these higher tech units. Takes out another AFC, loses a few Eagles for it. Zhas is broke right now. Zhas on 4 oils. But yeah, every time he loses these Eagles, he's paying a lot for them. Gonna lose, yeah, another few Eagles, but does take that Battle Lab down. But Luke with a pretty nasty looking army right now. Couple tank destroyers in the mix. Not sure why he's not using these Prism tanks to kind of, yeah, it's funny, CST, I was just going to say that. I was like, you could start pressing here, but, ooh, but not, through these bunkers. Wow, very odd tank control from Luke. And actually, now I see Luke coming out with the naval yard. Not a huge reason to press. He could always bring out, oh, so now we see Zhas with that forward gap is really, really nice. Luke gets in, takes an AFC. That forward gap is really nice. Playing the Prism tanks off of a gap generator is really, really good. Very difficult for the opponent to counter. Has to kind of press in. Zhas takes out his Battle Lab again, doing a really good job controlling these tech tanks. And Luke really needs to target these bunkers, because these bunkers are causing a lot of issues from him. And Luke on 9K, so but Zhas controlling this Battle Lab is really, really good. I mean, it's just everything right now. That Battle Lab is going to be the aircraft carrier, it's going to be more Prism tanks, and things are going to go from bad to worse. And yeah, and Zhas comes out again with the Prism tanks and gets something done. He's going to rush him with the tank destroyers. Luke playing this very, very odd. And honestly, it's difficult to recognize how annoying the back end right now is. Zhas is staying so busy with these Eagles. And really keeping his tech knocked down. But now he does have the Battle Lab out. He has survived that Eagle push. So I think we will start to see the aircraft carriers coming. These Prism tanks are out. Zhas in a really, really bad spot at this point. Decent job defending the press here, but Luke with that massive map control, very similar to the last game as well. Zhas just staying behind the castle walls. And, you know, this map by design is supposed to buy you some time early on, mix up openings, but ultimately you do have to start trying to take some real estate late game. You got to try to make something happen, because the walls start coming down, you start getting confined, your oil derricks start becoming a big liability, and it's very difficult to win the game from behind your castle walls. Maybe Allied versus Soviet, with enough Eagles it could be done, but in mirrored matches, pretty difficult. Kian, whoever gifted that sub to Kian was like the best $5 ever spent. He's gotten so much use out of the emojis, the sub emojis. Yeah, Luke's a monster. It's as simple as that. And so, yeah, this is kind of what we talked about, like yesterday with Zhas and semi-pro crushing everybody, and it's like, Zhas is clearly pro. It's like, he does, you know, there are these players like Luke, and, you know, Luke, to be fair, Luke's probably top three in Blitz. Maybe top. I mean, he did take second last month. Hard to say. Legend, I think Legend, Kian, and Luke are probably top 3, but we haven't seen Kian in a tournament yet. So Luke takes another one home. So now Zhas gets Allied versus Soviet. Gino in the house.
I'm so excited you're here. I could kiss an attack dog.
All right, so Zhas gets Soviet now. All right, so Luke, yeah, so now we got Allied versus Sov. Luke with 2 points. A GG emoji? That's a good idea. We need a GG emoji. Good idea. Smary, we'll brainstorm it, man. We'll brainstorm it. I got the negative Nancy emoji, and she tilts her little head too. I haven't put it up yet though. Talking about Kian getting catfish. All right. So Soviet versus Allied now. Zhas with Soviet. Glory to Kane with the follow. Thanks, buddy. Key and only toxin emojis now at this point. Alright, so Zhas is going to take that nuclear reactor. Now we are seeing a very different look from his Soviet as he goes aggressive right out the front gates. Early War Factory, early Rhinos. And yeah, I mean, I think this is the move versus Allied, especially Luke's Allied. Luke's going to start bringing in the Eagles. He's going to get crazy. He's going to become very, very difficult to deal with later in the game. So Zhas has to bring the early Rhinos, and he has to make something happen. So I like coming out the front gate, taking map control, taking that nuclear reactor topside, taking advantage of his early Soviet strength here. I think is a really, really good move. I'd like to see him come through the top walls. And like we talked about, even if he's not going to make an attempt, go bust down the walls, bait a couple pillboxes, open the gate up for later in the game. I think that's a decent idea. CST with the follow. Thanks, man. Yeah, I think attack from the top walls. Ooh, and now we see this base walk from nuclear reactor. I really, really like this. And we talked about this from Zhas. He's got a lot of plays. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. I like this. The bunker can shoot over these walls, which is a nice move. Ooh, but a nice counter from Luke with the prism tower. Oh, so he's going to take out Luke's oil up on the cliff. That's a decent move. Zhas has a lot of Rhinos right now. Luke countering with tank destroyers. And so has another bunker, and this bunker kind of covers his Rhinos as they push in. Oh, going to get a nice chain reaction with this oil. Takes out both prism towers. Really, really beautiful play from Zhas here. I mean, that's just good map understanding and played off that nuclear reactor really, really well. Now pressing in another prism tower and a paradrop just in time here. He could continue to build down with these bunkers and shoot these other oils. Using his Eagles to try to buy himself some time here, but Zhas is already in his base. Now a forward bunker. A lot of pressure coming here. Luke trying to pump the tank destroyers. Luke's broke at this point. I don't think there's anything else for him to do. He brings out a couple snipers, but yeah, these oils are just going to keep chain reacting as Luke gets pushed to the bottom of his base. Sending the Eagles downfield. He needs to keep them at home, though. We do see the oil tower come out, or the anti-oil comes out from Zhas to zap Luke's tower so it can't chain react. Yeah, just going to continue this push with the battle bunkers. Yeah, now Zhas just wants to chill for a second here. He does have some snipers to counter that barracks. You'd think Zhas wants to get a Deso out, I'm sure, but the snipers are kind of countering it, so he might need to build another barracks, but should have no problem at all closing this one out. Paradrop on the backside. Sends a flak back to counter. Not going to matter. Demo truck now from Zhas. Oh, but Luke snipes the demo truck before it gets there. The real problem is Luke's broke. He's only on 2 oils. He does have those 4 Eagles, but now a battle lab. So we'll see a Kirov here from Zhas more than likely. And Luke does counter that battle lab. And I love that Luke's looking downfield, trying to counterpunch, trying to make something happen. But yeah, nothing to make happen. So Zhas has a few. He's got 10K. So Zhas is like, right now he's trying to decide how does he want to end this because he's got 8 different ways to do it. Continue the base walk, but a Desolator is certainly the move. But here comes the Kirov now. Kirov coming, Iron Curtain out. Yeah, the Rhinos could probably just push, realistically. Zhas wants to add a little flair to this one, though. I love Luke sending 4 Grizzlies down to try to hit the Iron Curtain. Here comes the Eagles to hit the Iron Curtain. Zhas now building walls. And Zhas messing with Luke a little bit. Luke messing with Zhas a little bit. Yeah. Yep. But that is going to bring us to 2-1. Kirov pushing in now. A lot of IFVs to counter. Luke snipes the battle lab. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I do like this from players. I like that Luke goes down swinging. He doesn't quit out. We saw this last tournament with Zhas's famous line. He can't spam Kirov's because he doesn't have a battle lab. Luke keeps destroying his battle lab. Oh, but now the Desolator's able to push through. I'm not sure how the Desolator's got through that. Wait, can snipers not shoot over walls? Oh, snipers can't shoot over walls. Is that right? Snipers can't shoot over walls? I forget. We saw his last match when Zhas famously said, quit or I'll sit back and build a nuke. And that's what we're seeing right now. Luke refuses to quit. Zhas just messing with him a little bit. Luke goes and attacks the war factory. He can't have many buildings left. Oh, that flat can, or sorry, that's Zhas's flat can. He's probably got a defensive structure. Oh, he's got this pillbox. He's all grouped around the pillbox. Oh, I like that. Berg, can we add that in next month? If you get an elite sniper, it can shoot through walls. I think that's important, Berg. Let's prioritize that. And so Zhas puts one on the board there. Yeah, giving us a bit of a match here. Able to pull that one out. So now we switch over to Sov versus Allied. All right, man, we're getting into it. Smerry, do we drop the barn burner emoji already, or do we wait? It has to go 2-2 to be a barn burner, right? It's not a barn burner yet, right? Not quite yet. Not yet, Smerry. Okay, I feel you. All right, Sov versus Allied. Sov versus Allied now. So now Luke with Soviet, Zhas with Allied. And I think we're gonna see Zhas come right out the gate and just try to go, just start banging with him. He stayed behind his wall twice and it didn't work. So yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. I got rid of all the channel points pretty much. I miss them, and then people say things. And I'm gonna go back and scroll, and I'm looking at them, and then I realized it's like 3 people redeeming them. And so what are we doing here? So we dropped most of the channel points. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in our life these days. So Zhas does get up and take that nuclear reactor, and yeah, I think this is a decent move. Pumping the early Grizzlies, really difficult against a player like Luke to try to the good old-fashioned Frankenstein allied opening where you just pump Grizzlies, try to go toe-to-toe with the Soviet player. Incredibly difficult. But I think it is a decent move here. Not able to get that engineer on the bottom side, so Luke does have control of the airport. And Zhas in the back door already, but there's plenty of rhinos to counter. So I like this from Zhas playing like he has the momentum. He could bring out some fodder. There's a few ways to try to even the battlefield here. A couple pillboxes could be good. Pillbox could be good here. Yeah, it's a nice pillbox. A bit of fodder could be nice. Really difficult with the Grizzlies. Very difficult. Grizzlies, pretty weak. And so no air from Zhas. So now the he had an AFC out already. He has another AFC coming. So he is going to go heavy Eagles. So these Grizzlies are just a defense, a way to slow down these rhinos, keeping the pillboxes coming. And the key here is Zhas' economy. Ooh, questionable tank control. A couple go around that back cliff. And Luke tries to get in there and take a quick bite. And Zhas pulls back behind his lines as a paradrop comes in. Sniper out to counter the paradrop. And Luke does steal the nuclear reactor on the top side. So Zhas trying to take map control, but does lose it. Yeah, I mean, it's Rhino strength here coming in form nicely. Zhas counters that paradrop fairly easily. So 6 Eagles coming here. So yeah, it's all about the Air Force for Zhas. What can he make happen on the back end? We see Luke out with the flak cans. Doesn't get a chain reaction this time, so just takes out 1 oil. And this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. The nuclear reactor is a decent target. It would put Luke low power. Well, you need to slow down Luke's rhinos, though. He's going to be in the water with dreadnoughts soon. I'd love to see these towers be juiced up. Once you have an opponent, like Luke. Luke has proven that he likes to attack through the front gate. If they are going to attack through the front gate, juice these things up. Some opponents won't. Some opponents will only attack from the top. But Luke, you know, has that mindset where he wants to come through the front gate. So I would throw some more GIs in. Zhas' economy is now catching up with himself. Another batch of conscripts in the back. 6 Eagles coming in. What's the target here? He sells the battle lab. Oh, nice chain reaction. Nice chain reaction. It's all about the Eagles here for Zhas. Oh, these conscripts going after that power plant. The sniper's rate of fire might not be enough. Looks like he will save it. So now we do have the naval yard out now. So it's critical that Zhas is able to control his Luke's tech. He needs to keep that battle lab down. Battle lab out now for Luke, and the dreadnoughts are going to start coming. Nice prism walk here from Zhas. And so he's going to bring out some anti-air boats. That's a good move. The flak, the anti-air. He's got to... I wouldn't be surprised to see... Yeah, he's now pumping flak troopers. I wouldn't be surprised to see Luke start putting up some flak cannons, because the Air Force is the way Zhas keeps himself in this game. Battle Lab now. He can start pumping the Mirages to try to even himself out on Rhinos. He has a great batch of Grizzlies, actually. Not far behind on tanks. So where's he coming now? Iron Curtain out now for Luke. So controlling this Iron Curtain is critical. Luke now has 2 nuclear reactors. Delays. Ooh, delays, and then takes the MCV. So Luke just lost his MCV. He did get a Kirov out. He has a Boris. Oh, and the boats take down. Zhas could have routed his planes around, but they come over the water and loses all of them. Now Kirov coming from Luke here. He's got a nice batch of GGIs to try to do some damage to it, but that's very slow anti-air. This Kirov could be devastating. Zhas needs to get his Air Force up, take out this Battle Lab ASAP, or the Iron Curtain, or both, preferably. But Dreadnoughts are out now, and the Dreadnoughts and the Kirov, there isn't enough anti-air here. He does have the Mirages to handle these Rhinos. His Grizzlies and his Mirages can handle the Rhinos, but what does he do about this Dreadnought? He's going to try to get his MCV out of range. As 4 Eagles come in, if he can hit this Battle Lab, it would be huge. Both players now jockeying around the map, trying to control the flak cannons, the anti-air. He needs to get this... Well, he's got to hit the Iron Curtain first. His Iron Curtain's going to be devastating. Here comes the Iron Curtain. He has 2 nuclear reactors, so there's no reason to go for the power. A bit out of position with the tanks, and Luke uses the Iron Curtain a bit early. He's going to go for Zhas' tanks, and Zhas gets his flak out of position. Zhas takes Luke's flak. The Iron Curtain is not used offensively. Here come the Eagles. The Eagles... Oh my god, the Eagles... The Eagles don't get the Iron Curtain, and he suicides them. There's an engineer from the MCV to repair it. Zhas could have taken the Battle Lab. He went for the Iron Curtain. Okay, the Dreadnoughts now doing work on the bottom right here. The Dreadnoughts are slowly edging in, and Zhas does not have the anti-air to support it, so now he's confined to the back of his base. Brings this elite. He's going now. Zhas, keep an eye on that elite IFV topside. He's going to try to get a hit with that, try to get through that back wall and take something out. But Zhas has to try to counter these Dreadnoughts. Zhas now with no army either. With no army here. He's now in the back of his base. This elite IFV could have tried to take the Battle Lab, but he stops early for an oil Derrick. Does get a nice chain reaction, but he could have probably... He might have been able to get that Battle Lab. Unfortunately, there's just too many Dreadnoughts in the water now. Zhas without an army at all. Yeah, and you know, Luke did have the momentum throughout this game, but Zhas had a decent amount of counters, and he really almost made something happen there for a minute, but ultimately Luke just overwhelming from all sides. Now has the MCV in the back of the base, but no tanks. Eagles go down. A lot of dreads. A lot of dreads. Wait, Gino, what? There is a timer in this game. There's another 3 minutes left, though. Yeah, the dreads are out of range.
2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, so Zhas, I mean, trying to hang on, obviously, but yeah, I mean, with nothing left here. Running with the MCV. He's got a BF trying to protect the MCV. Gino, I never know when you're serious. I appreciate you going too far that time.
Player defeated.
And Luke does take that one home. So Luke 3-1